Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and thanks once again to Bandai Namco Entertainment America for giving me a way to test drive the Banshee Norn. As you can see, it's a 700 General, can be used ground and space. Space is its compatibility, so has a few bonuses there. 24,000 HP, 20 ballistic resistance, 30 beam resistance, 28 melee resistance, equal range and melee strengths, movement speed of 130, high speed maneuver top speed, so boost speed of 220, thruster gauge 75, turning speed 78. 20 close range slots, 20 medium range slots, 13 long range slots. Its weaponry in this mode consists of the beam magnum with revolving launcher. Excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, it works. It's the beam magnum. It seems to work about the same way as always. Has a single beam saber. Has the mega cannon built into the shield. Has the revolving launcher flash type armor piercing ammo. After dealing damage via non-suppressive armor piercing, a suppressive flash and explosion stagger targets, generating a powerful blast radius. This weapon can nullify part of the enemy's ballistic armor and deal damage even when hitting a shield. Okay, so it ignores a certain amount of ballistic defense and pierces shields. Is that what I'm getting? Well, we'll be testing that in a minute. Mark III head Vulcans. They're head Vulcans. And in the next mode, in NTD, same gun. It now has two back beam sabers. Still has the Vulcans. Still has the revolving launcher. Still has the mega cannon. Has a beam Jutte, with a power of 1500. Beam blades in the revolving launcher are in the revolving launcher and are deployable as melee weapons, but no rapid combo. Hold the attack button down, then release it to briefly enter guard stance. Thrusters are consumed while in guard stance, but when taking a melee attack, damage and stagger are nullified. Then thrusters will fully recover and a counterattack will be made. This will not work if hit by launched melee weapons or if tackled. Okay. So it's basically a counter stance, so that's interesting. Arm beam tonfa, so yeah, it has... So, in the preview it looked like it had 3 melee weapons but in this mode, but functionally it has 2 plus the counter stance. Supposedly this is also a weapon, but we'll see how that goes. I guess you can use it as a single swing melee weapon or as a... or charge it for the counter stance. We'll find that out in a little bit. Okay, put the mega cannon down here. Put the Jutte up here. Put the beam tonfa... Actually, I'm going to put it bottom center because that's where I usually keep that on Unicorn. So, Vulcans can live over here. Let's see, mega cannon can go here. I do like to keep the same positions for weapons in both modes whenever possible. And let's take a look at the skill set. Leg shock absorber, level 3. So yeah, reduced stress on your legs after landing. 30% less after jumping, 15% less after boosting, and 1% faster recovery time. Has double dodge roll. This, of course, is all in basic Unicorn mode. We'll check out the NTD skill set after this. Anti-blast, so if you blow something up and are standing right next to it, you won't be staggered. Flight control level 2, so it can boost in midair to change its direction. That's more useful than it sounds, in my opinion. I've made a lot of good use out of that. High performance balancer, so you can, after jumps or boosts, you can go straight into melee. Level 2 AMBAC, as befits a space compatible suit. Basically, there's no braking animation when you stop boosting if you don't change direction and you turn a little faster in space as well. Maneuver armor level 1, so a little bit of stun defense when boosting. Force injector level 2, fairly boost efficient, direction changing while boosting. Melee combo controller level 1, so 2 hit melee. High performance radar, so 400 meters radar range. High performance counter, you get a special counter when at less than 50% hit points. NTD ability boost level 3, at touchpad button when 90% hit points or less to fully restore HP and transform. I'm almost certain that's going to be fully restore like limb damage, head and leg, head and backpack, that kind of thing. Disables Psychomu weapons for enemies in a limited area. Take HP damage to your unit over time while ability is activated. Special leg buffer, so yeah, less leg damage taken, and less overload on the leg hit points. That's a weird way to phrase it, but either way, it reduces damage dealt to the leg and also reduces location damage from that the legs take, so it's harder to knock your legs out from under you. Armed Armor DE Special Defense System reduces damage taken by 30% when Armed Armor DE is attacked. When in NTD or Awaken mode, damage and stagger further reduced if hit by a ranged beam attack. Okay, not bad. And now the NTD skill set. Leg shock absorber doesn't change. Emergency evasion system picks up a level, as you can see. So it's still basically double dodge roll, but it is a little bit more boost efficient than emergency evasion level 2. Anti-blast is not changed. Flight control goes up to level 3, which reduces thruster consumption when you're boosting in midair. No change to balancer, no change to ambac. Force injector jumps to level 4, which should be very, very boost efficient. Combo controller goes to level 2, so it can do 3-hit melee as a general in NTD and Awakening mode. That's interesting. No change to radar, no change to counter program. Awaken ability boost. Activate with touchpad once NTD ability boost has been active for a set period. Immediately and fully recovers HP for all parts, ranged weapon ammo, and heat gauges. When reducing the HP of an enemy MS with a melee weapon, I lost my place. HP is recovered for the unit and all its parts. Also, damage dealt to favorable category enemies goes up, and Psychomu equipment jamming is negated. So yeah, if it's been Psychomu jammed, that will cancel it. It does extra damage to raids after transforming. And yeah, apparently recharges all of its weapons when it awakens as well. Leg buffer goes up to level 3, which is the difference between 15 and 25% damage reduction to the legs. Armed Armor DE Special Defense hasn't changed. Offense system, so reduces reaction when hit by a ranged attack during melee combat, so it's harder to stun you out of melee in NTD mode or Awakening. And lastly, optimized cooling efficiency. Thruster's initial consumption decreased by 20% when using high-speed movement and jumping. In other words, it costs less of your thruster gauge to start a movement, so that's very useful. As you can see, it only has melee priority 2, so even with its special abilities, it may still get outdrawn by other suits. Basically, the priority system for people who've not really dealt with it before is exactly what it sounds like. If someone with melee priority 2 and someone with melee priority 3 swing at the same time, odds are melee priority 3 is going to get through, and melee priority 2 will not. The caveat to that is that equal priorities will bounce off of one another or clash. And of course, if someone else is doing a heavy attack, that further elevates their priority. So As far as I can tell, heavy attacks trump everything, and a heavy attack, and only another heavy attack will clash with a heavy attack. Okay, so before we move on to the testing some things here, I did in the roll get composite frame type B, and that works like this. Increases hit point recovery rate of the repair tool by 15%. Mobile suit hit points goes up 200, and melee strength goes up 2. If enhancement list level reaches 3, hit points increase by 300, melee strength increases by 3. When reaching level 6, HP by 500 and melee strength by 5. You can only equip one composite frame part at a time. Okay, so yeah, I had the... I don't know if composite frame and composite armor are the same thing. Well, one way to find out, I'll see if I can equip them both. But this one, composite armor, of course, increases defense. Composite frame increases attack. So let's see what happens. Composite frame type B. Composite armor type C. Yes, but composite armor type A, of course, cannot happen. So there we go. We have settled that. But yeah, on the enhancement levels, I'm just kind of thinking about things I haven't talked about in a while and want to make sure everybody knows how they work. Here's the enhancement levels. As you can see, anything can get to level 4 without having to unlock further levels on the enhancement list. For the first 4 levels for the Norn, you get 1 point of anti-beam armor, 1 extra point of melee, 100 extra hit points, and 1 each extra slots for close, mid, and long range. Close, mid range, yeah. Okay, yeah. So that should be 1 to each of the 3 locations, so 21, 21, 14 when it's done. You have to have the appropriate rarity engineering kits and a lot of DP to unlock each of these levels separately, and then you have to get the run it through the hangar or play it forever to get the enhancement points you need to get up to the next 2 levels. But to get the most out of those composite frames, you have to get both of these. So the first level past the lock is 5 points of melee. And then up here is Emergency Melee Defense System level 1, which means you take less damage to hit points from melee attacks when knocked down. So we're just going to go without custom parts here into training so we can take a look at this. And let's see, free practice. We'll go to... I like the desert. Let's go to the desert. 700. Stun gauge display. Force counter with tackle. Yeah, we'll do that. AI off. Nullify damage off. Disable destruction off. Let's take a look at some stuff. I'm hoping that there's things that have shields out here, because I want to test that ability on the armed armor DE and see if it really does well, GPO1 really does just ignore the shield and do damage. Okay, charge required, it looks like. Beam. Okay, it did not ignore the shield. Yep, charge required, and okay. Yeah, the description, maybe I read the description wrong, or I'm confusing a couple of different things. Or was it this? Oh, it's this that ignores the shield, isn't it? Well, let's kill this so something with a shield respawns, and then we'll see what we get. Okay, so fairly basic standard melee pattern for it in unicorn mode. Nothing all that much of a revelation, but pretty good damage, and that's before you put any of the melee parts. It should be able to put quite a few of them with the number of slots it has. Okay, when that GPO1 respawns, we will try this out and see if it really does ignore the shield. I have a feeling it will, but yeah, I forgot it was this and not the armed armor that ignores the shield. Brain is a thing, and it is not always, you know. Sometimes it's on vacation. It happens. Never sends me a postcard. Alright, and... Yep, it does. It goes right through the shield. And it creates enough of an explosion that it actually knocked me back a little bit from fairly close. Shield is now done. I'm going to let that reload and see if it really does stun me from as close, stun me at this range. Well, I'd have to actually hit first. Like this? Yes. Yeah, it will. If you're too close, that will knock you back. How many does it take to knock you back? Looks like more than one, I think, but... Or I just aimed it differently, which... Okay, so, now let's test the next thing. Well, first, before I do anything else, let's look at the counters. Here's the standard counter, just kick. And now, I believe they said below 50% for the special counter. We'll do that. And then we'll go into NTD to see if it really does restore the unit hit points to activate it. But first, we will get fancy. Here is the fancy 4-star counter. It is a bunch of stabbing. Doesn't look bad. Good close-up. Didn't kill it. I'm amazed. Okay, and NTD... I was right. It will recover head and leg damage, but will not actually recover the for real hit points of the unit. So, okay, it has a really good melee downswing. Let's see what the left and right look like as we kill this GPO-1. Left, right. Fairly standard for doubles. Okay, and let's see. The neutral is a really wide swing. Wow. Look at that. Okay, left and right. Left, right. Both of which totally missed the Gerbera. Man, that thing looks tiny next to this. And, okay, downswing is just a lunge. That's not a problem. There is the Awaken gauge, which will just hit. And now we are sparkly. Let's see, in terms of just basic capabilities, I don't think that's going to make a big difference. Let's see. And let's take a look. The Beam Jutte does have a lunge. It has a right swing. Again, can't be comboed, so I better cancel out of that so I'm not here all day. A left swing. And the downswing looks like what? It looks like a very long distance stab. Let's see how much damage it does to this GPO2 MLRS. And bam. Not a lot. Not surprising there, but yeah. And here is its guard stance, which, yeah, does have a limited time. It will not just do it indefinitely like other guard stances will for as long as you have boost. It will guard you for about 3 seconds, consuming boost the whole way, and then stop. Okay, but as you've probably seen, yes, hitting things with the melee weapons in this mode does recover hit points. Not a lot of them. I'm sure it's fairly low, like 5%, 10%, something like that. Well, 4267. Let's see. Let's get one more swing on something, so hopefully I can math it, because I'm curious. 2892. 188. I think it's not a quarter, because it would have been a full 700 there, so 15-20%, something like that. I think that seems about right. Yeah, but it does recover health, so, and of course it's only melee attacks that do. And let's see, anything else that really needs a good test? can't think of anything here, so I am going to, oh yeah, let's see. Of course, I won't be getting the special counter anymore because I'm back, thanks to the drain technique there. I am back over half hit points, but I can fix that. Alright, and counter. Also, they say melee attacks are cover hit points, so let's see. Okay, that looks pretty nice as the Norn, but also, as you saw, while melee attacks do increase or do restore HP, melee counters don't. So, okay, 77, and I got 1100 something. So, yeah, it's definitely a percentage. Less than a quarter. Pretty sure it's less than 20%. But, and as you can see, it has to do HP damage to recover. If you hit something with iframes, you don't get anything back. So, yeah. Alright, so yeah, let's take this into just one of the simulators and see what we get. And see, you know, I'm gonna take it into the endurance one because or the survival one, because I can't as I tested on a previous run, Psychomujak does not stop the LMS bits, so I don't see too much of a point there. So this is going to be a cakewalk, quite honestly, but I just kind of want to see how it does, and then we will call this special video for the day. Alright, going in. Oops, wrong one. Already friendly fired. Doing great. 4,000 to a Gelgug, that's not surprising. Yeah, this stuff is, you know, so far below my level. Like, getting down to 90% health to transform might be an issue. Oh well, hit me. Okay, that's good. A little bit more, I think. Let's see. Yeah, not quite there yet. Oh wait, yes I am. But yeah, as you can see, the head, which had taken some damage, said system all green. Did not affect my actual hit points. So yeah, that's... I'm pretty sure we've seen that particular translation issue happen before. But, oh, Gelgug in the back. And it seems like the awaken time, or the time between NTD and awaken is relatively short. I didn't see what it started at, but it looks like about 30 seconds. So, nothing wrong with that. And awakened. Now, let's see if I can bait somebody into showing us the beam Jutte. Yes! Okay, cut the thing right in half, but yeah, you block the shot and then you slice at them. Like so. Okay, yeah, and that does enough damage that it is just absolutely obliterating these Gelgugs, which again, that's not necessarily a big accomplishment, but also, well, let's see if I can get the Crabgoog to do it and see. Yep, even the Crabgoog. So I can't put numbers to this the way I'm testing it, but it seems like it's going to be a fairly formidable amount because let's see if my downswing will insta-kill this. I'll need to not be on the ground for that to happen. Let's see. It's already taken damage, so... But let's try it anyway. Boom. No. So... Yeah, so we can... we can infer from that Jutte does pretty good damage. So, yeah, it's another risk-reward kind of deal. Nope. Okay. Come on. Try me again. I don't think I've tried this on a Gelgug yet. Oops, it was too fast for me. That's on me. Took a lot of damage from my allies, though. But, yeah, but you get the idea. It's, Jutte on its normal swings does not do a lot. Enough to kill a very, very weakened Gelgug. And maybe enough to do that, to do in that GK. We'll find out if I have time. Or I'll miss entirely. Also very, very possible. Okay, that's not a proof of anything because it's low on health, but yeah. You get the idea. It does some damage, not a lot, when just used as a stabbing weapon, but when it lands its counter, it's pretty good. So, yeah, that is the Banshee Norn. I like the looks of it, but given that I just went after the narrative C-packs on my personal account, I think I'm gonna have to let this pass because yeah, that's a lot of 7 steps to be doing at one time. But regardless, that and I got in just under the wire despite just goofing off to test things. So that is going to do it for this in-depth look at the abilities of the Banshee Norn. Thanks once again to Bandai Namco Entertainment America for making this possible. And thank you to everybody for watching. And until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later!